Good evening, Europe. Good evening, Africa. Good evening, America. This is the IPCC, and we are here for the knockout stage draw for the World Cup 2022. This is the draw for the first knockout stage round. The group stage ended last weekend with the last games, with the matches of the week on last Sunday, for example, where we had the games between USA and Bolivia, or the games between where is it? I think it's Portugal versus Mexico. That finished up the groups. Today, as already said, we're here for the draw. At the beginning, I would like to start with some explanation on how we do the draw today. The reason for this is that there are some restrictions, obviously, in the first knockout round. We will start with the pots. We have three kinds of pots. I think we also have a graphic for that. There are the pots. The first pot consists of the teams that reached the first place in the groups, where we have Turkey, Spain, Algeria, Portugal, France, and Russia. Then we have pot 2, where the teams are placed that reached the second place in the group, with Georgia, Brazil, Italy, Austria, England, and Romania. And we have pot 3. Pot 3 contains the 4 best third place teams, where we have Chile, Argentina, Germany, and Colombia. A little reminder: the worst 2 third place teams obviously didn't make it to the first knockout stage, because we need 16 teams, and if we have 6 groups, obviously that means we only can take 4 third place teams to the knockout stages. The teams that are part of pot 3, the third place teams, they need to play against teams from the first pot. Obviously, you can't face the team from the group you played in. That means, for example, that Germany can't face Spain, or Argentina can't face Algeria, for example. Everything else is possible. That means it's always pot 1 versus pot 3, and the remaining teams of pot 1, there will be 2 that remain in pot 1. Those will face teams from pot 2, and then there obviously will be 4 teams remaining from pot 2, and those teams of pot 2 will face themselves. And as already said some seconds ago, it's not possible to face teams from your group. A little reminder for the group results: for example, the Portuguese team, after they won the Euro Cup earlier this year, they achieved to win all games of their group stage matches in Group D. They beat Austria, Mexico, and Cuba. Even if there was some kind of default wins in that group, but they won all games and only conceded 1 goal and scored 20. The second best team is maybe Algeria or Spain. They both won 5 games, but I think Algeria achieved a draw and didn't lose any game. That means 16 points for Algeria. The same counts for Russia. They also won 5 games and 1 draw, with 11 to 2 goals, 16 points. Easy win for their group, or easy win in their group, and I think that they will play a strong knockout stage, and they are excited to see on who's your opponent, or who's the opponent of the Russian team. As already said, those teams qualified. If you take a look at the teams that started in the World Cup, a little reminder of the 24 teams that started the World Cup. All teams that are a little bit blurred out, didn't manage to go to the knockout stage. All the teams that still are colorful, or more colorful, that managed to go to the knockout stage. I think we can start to draw, unless there are questions in the chat. I will wait some seconds. If there are questions in the chat regarding the draw, please ask now. And maybe a little reminder: currently there is an case where the region owners and the IPCC admins need to discuss about a specific situation that happened in the World Cup. I won't use any names or any teams or any players to blame. It's a situation that needs to be cleared, that will be finished after the weekend, and that possibly leads to the consequence that some matches need to be changed. But if that happens, we will replace, obviously, a team with the team that placed 4th in their group. So, for example, that's just an example, and I don't mean that this team did something wrong. For example, if the Turkish team needs to be removed, for example, that's just an example. That means that the teams that finish behind Turkey in Group A Georgia, Chile, and Armenia advance to the next round in this case. And obviously, Georgia will take the place of Turkey, Chile will take the place of Georgia, and Armenia of Chile in this case. But as I said, just an example. If it happens, if the decision is that we need to do something, we will let you know on the weekend, at latest on Sunday. Yeah, there's a question from Sir Duxity in the chat. He asked where the Netherlands are. I think the Netherlands didn't apply for this World Cup. They don't want to play. Maybe they don't have the team for the summer. That's possible because it's always hard to get enough people to play in the summer. So I think I kind of understand it, but I don't know. And also some people are spamming hashtag Weltmeister Fitzo, celebrating Fitzo, who's in the back of the stream and managing the technical stuff. Maybe some greetings to Fitzo in the chat. Yeah, but I think we waited enough, so we can start with the draw. As I already said, we obviously have 8 games. It's a round of 16. We will start with the teams from pot 1. That's the first place teams. Those teams will always have the home right. And we will first match them against all third place teams. That means we will finish all third place teams. Then we will have 2 remaining teams from pot 1. Draw those teams against second place teams. And then we finish the rest. So that means we will start with the left team in the first row. Obviously, the pot 1 teams have the home right in the home match, in the first match of the knockout stage. And we will start with the first team. This can either be, as I already said, Turkey, Spain, Algeria, Portugal, France, or Russia. It is France. France will be placed in the top left corner. And now France will face a team that managed to get the 3rd rank. It is not possible to face Colombia because Colombia played in the same group and everything else is possible. So let's see who's the opponent of France. It's Chile. Chile will face France in the first match. It's a home game for France on the first leg, and the second leg will be a home game for Chile. Maybe we also have a flag, I don't know. Yeah, we have one, nice. Now we will continue with the second team in the second row. That will be, or the first team in the second row. This will obviously be a team from pot 1 again, so a group winner. Now we have remaining Turkey, Spain, for example, Algeria. It's Russia. As I already said at the beginning, Russia won Group F with 16 points, 5 points ahead of Romania, and in 12 points ahead of 3rd place team Bolivia. They obviously can't face Bolivia. That brings us to the opponent of Russia. That is also a 3rd place team. It's Germany. Germany is the previous FIFA World Cup winner. Sadly, they managed to didn't manage to get it to the 1st or 2nd place in this group stage. They only managed to get the 3rd place after some losses against Spain and Brazil. Yeah, that's the first European match in the knockout stage. It's Russia versus Germany. And now we will continue with the 3rd match of 1st place teams versus 3rd place teams. And this is Spain, Portugal, maybe? No, Algeria, Portugal. And it's Turkey. Turkey won Group A. They managed to get the first position against Georgia, Chile, and Armenia. That means they can't face Chile. That's also not possible because they obviously play versus France. Let's see who's the opponent from pot 3 for Turkey. There should be 2 teams left, and it's Colombia. Colombia reached 8 points in a group with France and England. They got 2 wins, 2 draws, and 2 losses. For example, they won against France on last Sunday. So a strong-sided team. And now we will see who's the opponent of the 4th the first place team. Let's take a look. Spain, Portugal, or Algeria? It's Algeria. Yeah, if we did everything correctly, the opponent should be Argentina. But let's take a look. Yeah, it is Argentina. Argentina versus Algeria will be the fourth match where we have first versus third team. Third place teams. We have some comments in the chat. All for the Sun ask where my Alpha Industries shirt is. It's currently in the laundry. That means I had to switch to something different today. MCN asked Woshti to come back from Germany. I think Woshti did the draw for the German Cup or the Pro League Cup today, if I'm informed correctly. Maybe you can say something about it. I don't know if he does it already or if he will do it later today. I'm not sure. Sir Duke City wrote that Germany needs a proper striker to win World Cup. I don't know. There are many strikers and many top strikers in the German national team. Okay. There is a good reminder. Obviously, Algeria versus Argentina wasn't possible. That's very good reminder. Thanks. I don't know who saw it first. I need to take a look. Who saw it first? I don't know. But a good reminder. Yeah, we need to replace that. Yeah, obviously we will switch Argentina and Colombia because those are the last drawn teams, and that should be possible. I take a look. Yeah, it is. Yeah, we will switch those teams. Then we have Turkey versus Argentina and Algeria versus Colombia. Also, the flags will be switched now, and I think that should work. Maybe a little reminder for the chat. It's very nice to check if you check it sometimes, because it can happen that we have some little mistakes in it. But I hope for that we did everything correctly. Okay, that should be fine now. Correct? Or otherwise, just tell us before we continue with the second part. Okay, I think it's okay. As I already said, we will continue with pot 1. There are 2 teams remaining. That should be Portugal and Spain. Yeah, let's see who's the first team that will be drawn in the 5th match on the left side. It's Portugal. Portugal now have to face a team from the pot 2. Pot 2 consists, as I already said, from the second placed teams. And the only team that is not possible is Austria, because Austria already faced Portugal in the group stage. So that means every other opponent would be possible. Let's see who's the opponent of Portugal. It's England. That is possible. Okay, then we continue with this last team that reached the first position. That should be Spain. Yeah, correct. It's Spain. And now also Spain will face a team from pot 2. Maybe a little reminder, Spain reached 15 points in Group B with Brazil and Germany and Moldova in it. So a very good situation for them. And Spain will face the team from pot 2. It's Georgia. Okay. Spain will face Georgia. That is possible because Georgia wasn't in the group of Spain. Maybe, for example, it can't happen now, but if we draw something that isn't possible because they already matched in the same group, or they were part of the same group, we obviously change the last teams that we have drawn and swap them as we did for Argentina and Colombia. It can't happen now because it's only second place team that are left now. But just a little reminder, that's the same procedure like we do it for Champions League and EuroLeague. And also maybe a little reminder, it could be interesting for many of you, the CLEL draw will be held this weekend or at latest on Monday. I need to take a look how it's possible on regarding time. Oh, Patrick from esport-manager is also in the chat now. Good evening, Patrick. He spammed the Fitzo emote. And we will continue with the last 4 teams that are remaining for this draw. Those are teams from pot 2 only. And now we will take a look who's got the home right in the first match between the second place teams. It's Italy. Italy got the home right. Obviously, we don't need to check now if it's possible to play against a team that will be drawn now, because all second place teams obviously can't play in the same group. Let's go for the opponent of Italy. The opponent of Italy will be Romania. Another interesting matchup. I think they already matched up in previous tournaments in knockout stages, if I'm correct. I don't know. Maybe someone can check it in the back. I'm not sure, but I think it was already a matchup last, or maybe last tournament or last FIFA, I'm not sure. And then we will have 2 teams remaining for the last match. And let's take a look who gets the home match. It's either Austria or Brazil, and it is Brazil. Brazil gets the home match in the first leg. And as already seen, there should be 1 team left, and this 1 team remaining is Austria. If everything is correct, Austria should pop up in the last draw. Yes, it is. It is Austria. That final team. Yeah, and if the flag is there, we have finished the draw for the round of 16. Nice, there it is. This is the overview for the round of 16. Maybe some reminders. The games need to be played on the next week Wednesday and next week Sunday. Sunday, obviously, only if the time difference is larger than 3 hours. That will be done for France versus Chile, Turkey versus Argentina, Algeria versus Colombia, Brazil versus Austria, and the rest will be played on Wednesday. The next draw, the draw for the round of 8, will be done on the 18th July. That's a Monday. Always, or like always, we will do it at 7 p.m. And on that day, I will also do the draw for the semi-final and for the final. But obviously, I will use some placeholders so that we can just determine the home right in the first matches, and that's everything. Yeah, that's it for the plan. Maybe some time plan reminders. As already said, next week we have the round of 16. On the 20th and 24th, we got the round of 8. On the 27th and the 31st, we got the semi-final. And then on either the 3rd August or the 7th August, we will play the final. But that depends on the team, and also depends on how it is possible to maybe live cast it. If there are any questions for this draw, just let me know in the chat. And otherwise, I would say that we finished the draw for today. Except for last 200. So Duke City gave a proposal which teams, or an assumption which teams make it to the knockout stage for the round of 8. He said that except for the last 2 matches where we have Italy, Romania, Brazil, Austria, he thinks that all matches will be the home teams who achieve it or make it to the next round. Patty said that it's a tactic of Germany that they reached their 3rd position and now face Russia in the first knockout stage. But I think that's kind of lucky, and I think the German team had a little bit luck that they made it to the round of 16, because some other teams also performed quite good and reached the 3rd position, and obviously in the same group where we have Spain and Brazil, and both of those teams played very nice and fantastic group stage matches. Especially the loss for Germany against Brazil was a kind of problematic for the German team. Okay. I think there aren't any more questions, and all the thing left for me is to wish you a very nice evening. Wish you good luck for the round of 16. We will see us in the next draw on the 18th, or otherwise, if you turn in for the draw of Champions League and EuroLeague, as I already said, I will do it on this weekend or maybe on Monday. Yeah, check it out. Turn in for the CLE draw if you want to. Otherwise, we will see you at the World Cup draw on the 18th. Have a good evening and a good night. See you.